just announced the other day that the yuan will be an international currency in the market by the year 2002. It is only 4 years from now. And I don't know what this would do to the stability of the world economy and its impact on it, and how the rest of the world would really adopt to the yuan is almost so a currency similar to the dollar or the euro. And that, in my view, it is, even though I'm not an economist, but the presence of something new certainly will shake up and disrupt the status quo.
So let's get the point of view of the economist, please, Dr. Haytham.
Okay. Well, actually, if you allow me, I wish to add regarding the one of the main, as mentioned before, one of the main pillar of this initiative is the strengthen the economy by innovative entrepreneurs. Actually, it will severely, positively impact the social issue from the social perspective.
Okay.
Creating a framework, creating a sustainable system of supporting the entrepreneurs. It will solve a lot of problems. Giving an incubation for the entrepreneurs, giving the support, the financial support, giving the financial support looks like the angel investors, looks like the accelerators nowadays in states, for example, giving a good example in Silicon Valley. So transforming this strategic national, or let's say global national strategy to a real action in order to solve the problems is this is the expectation from most of members and non-members as well. Yeah.
How optimistic are you also, of course, about solving these issues? And I would like to get also your point of view as an economist. I want to know what are the major, of course, topics, issues that should be at least, put in mind, or a solution could be found for it.
Yes,
or found for it.
The SMEs. Small and medium enterprise.
Describe it as well, please.
Small and medium enterprise. We all know most of economy now. Most of the economy in the MENA region, especially, is dominated by big companies, big organization, tycoon, which it's good actually for a competition, global competition.
Okay.
But if you observe the economy in Japan, for example, it consists of 80% or 85% of the small and medium enterprises. So most of countries expect that we can find a solution how to develop the capacity of those SMEs in order to achieve the objectives.
Yeah. Very well said, Dr. Haytham. Of course, I'm going to get back to you also. Let's go to our guest in, of course, Paris, Dr. Mohamed. Let me ask you, of course, Dr. Mohamed, how is this G20 also going to be positive for the Arab countries in Pacific also, of course, in the Middle East and Africa?
Yeah. In this regard, the G20 didn't care before about MENA region and the Arab countries. If they will care really, they must find a way to invest in, for example, to invest in the poorest countries in Africa.
They didn't care, you said?
And to support other countries, and to at least to stop the illegal immigrations and illegal immigrants. That is a direct example. So, but they do care only about the international agenda of the Western countries. I mean, international agenda in MENA region and in Arab countries. They would like to achieve success on the bodies of the people of this or that area. But they didn't care. Let me say, most of the crisis especially the conflict, the military conflict in our area, done by the Western intervention, military intervention in many countries, and is not this intervention not didn't based on real investigations or real knowledge, but they do care about their own agenda only.
You're speaking about you're speaking, Dr. Mohammed, about the G20 members right now.
Sorry, I didn't hear.
You're mentioning, of course, that the G20 members does not care about the Arab countries, and I don't think that's, of course, a possibility. Especially that, of course, most of these countries, but whether they were the South American countries or even the Arab countries, which are led by Saudi Arabia, of course, addressed these topics even in the last summit that was held in the Arab South American Summit. So that shows careness. Dr. Zaman, if I
yes, for these reasons I said the importance of the presence of His Majesty King Salman bin Abdulaziz is not represent Saudi Arabia only, but he's talking in behalf of all our Arab countries, looking for security and stability and development.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, Dr. Abdulrahman?
See, we have to be a little bit practical and pragmatic as the world is. See, my friend, interest is always the core of any political policy of any country in the world. They are always seeking their interests, whatever that interest might be. And if they see their interests with another country, they will do business with them. That's one thing. The other thing that, talking about the military coup and the military interventions and so on and so forth, this really didn't happen by the superpowers or the G20. If there is somebody inside who is inciting and willing to work with those who are perceived as intruders, nothing would happen in that particular country. There is one thing. If you don't help yourself, you don't encourage others to help you. In other words, if you are not potentially good and a successful person and a person that I can make a profit with, I'm not going to work with you.
Exactly.
Okay? So this is, we don't have sometimes, we've been for a long time so idealistic and we just project and throw our problems on other countries. We have to work on ourselves from within in order to have a say in the international affairs.
Well said, Doctor. I'll get back to you, Dr. Haytham.
There is one thing I wanna say. Excuse me. Just 1 minute. Yes, with all these challenges the world is facing, there is one important thing which was so-called the game changer, which is innovations. And the United States and Europe always have been as the leaders of the great innovations that has changed the face of the earth. If they maintain this, they will always have the edge.
Sure. The viewer short report. After that, we're going to be right back, so stay tuned.
Saudi Arabia has been one of the fastest growing